Zoals u weet nemen we elke Grand Prix een kijkje bij het team van Minardi... om te zien wie de mensen zijn achter Jos Verstappen.
Deze keer in Team Verstappen 2 man. Peter Burger, verantwoordelijk voor de helm van Jos... en Bruno Vaglienti, de man van de overall. Wat maakt het pak van Jos brandvrij?
The material itself is made by Nomex, which is a DuPont thread, DuPont fiber, and its characteristic, its specifications are to be fireproof, fire resistant, and especially fire insulating from the heat. So the heat doesn't go through, and this is the most important feature of a Nomex suit.
Do they get better each year, like the cars do, or is it the same material for quite some time now?
It's been the same material for many, many years. The only improvements are in the appearance, brighter, shiner, and there's been some material which is helping in making it a little bit lighter, but in the last 10 years, maybe the weight decreased by 20%, nothing more than that.
How long can a driver stay in the flames with a suit like that?
The FIA regulations are requiring 10 seconds before he gets a second-degree burn. Second-degree burn is equal to the threshold of pain, when you start to feel pain on a burn, like you put your finger on top of a burning match. These are the rules, because in 10 seconds, it's 12 seconds, sorry, because in 10 seconds the emergency team has to be on the place of the accident and rescue the driver. So 12 seconds is what the rules are requiring, but usually the suits are lasting 18-20 seconds before they get burnt inside.
You see some drivers use fireproof underwear also, some use long sleeve t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts.
The rules again are requesting that you use a high roller neck, long sleeves. Then what the drivers are doing, it's their choice, but the rules are requesting long sleeves, so the wrist protected and also the neck protected together with the balaclava.
Are all the suits handmade, made specifically for a driver?
Each suit is made to measure for the drivers. His measurements are stored in a computer. In the past, we had paper patterns, and now we have computer patterns. So every time the cutting is done by a laser machine, everything is very accurate and according to the measurements and wishes of the drivers. And the sizes are different from driver to driver, of course, and also the specification, because it depends also a lot on the car. The same driver can have a different suit every year because it's changing car.
How about working for Jos? He has a lot of different cars, a lot of different suits also.
That's right, but he's also one of the easiest guy. We never had a problem with him. You know, when we start, we put him on a suit and he's very easygoing, minor modifications, so it's always been a pleasure to work for Jos.
Did you work for Jos when he had the pit fire at Hockenheim in '94?
Indeed, in '94 when he was in Benetton, and that was an unusual an unusual challenge to try a suit, because you never do it live with somebody inside, but it proved that it was perfectly reliable. He didn't have any problem, and even the crew, the Benetton crew at that time, they had any problem at all.
En dan Peter Burger, de helmenman.
So my general task is to make sure that all the drivers which are using the Arai helmets go on the track in perfect technical and optical condition. This means I have to prepare the helmets also which are coming back from the last race. As this one we can see here is all greasy and dirty from the exhaust, which was throwing all this dirt onto the helmet during the race. So this has to be cleaned, and then we need to make sure that the driver has a good visibility, and so we have to put a new and fresh visor on the helmet, and then we will cover this with tear-off to give a bit of protection and to give the opportunity to have fresh visibility during a certain period of time, of course.
This is the helmet Jos raced with in Magny-Cours, but the circumstances, the weather was very different there than it is over here probably. We expect rain for Silverstone. How do you prepare the helmet for the rain?
We give the drivers a choice of 2 helmets. Means we will prepare one for the rain and one for the dry. So one will have a smoked visors with 2 tear-offs on, which will be for the dry condition. And the other one will have a yellow visor, which gives a bit more visibility and which Jos like to use in the wet condition.
What are the safety measures a helmet has to deal with?
The helmet will be beaten on certain items from several heights. The visor has to be bulletproof, so it will be shooten with a little, steel bullet and which goes onto the visor with 500 kilometers per hour, for instance. There is a heat test and an inflammability test. The shell and the visor have to stand, for instance, a flame which is about 800 degrees, and it has to cope with this flame for 30 seconds or 45 seconds on the visor. So it's not easy to explain in one sentence, but it's a very high demanding test.
That's a good story from the past with Keke Rosberg.
Yeah, I think the founder of Arai Europe, Ferry Brouwer, he made...
He's a Dutchman.
He's a Dutchman, by the way, yes. And he made the first helmet for Keke Rosberg, who was suffering from bad headaches. And Ferry managed to modify the lining of the helmet so that Keke got rid of all his headaches. And that was where the, let's say, the triumph of the Arai helmet in Formula One began, which is lasting now, by the way, 20 years.
How about Jos? Does he ever get headaches because the helmet doesn't fit?
No, maybe he gets...
Does he give you headaches?
I would say maybe I'm the one who's giving him headaches, but for sure not the helmet. No. We are working together since 7 years now, and we get along very, very well, I must say.
Is he demanding for you?
No. He's one of the easy guys.
Nou weet u alles weer over racepakken en racehelmen.